Thank you so much for being here. I am Sherry Boston, and it is my honor and privilege to serve as the District Attorney for DeKalb County. I am joined today by Deputy Chief ADA Yolanda Lippert, Senior Assistant DA Shannon Hodder, Senior Assistant DA Tyshawn Jackson, DA Investigator Matthew McClendon, and Victim Advocate Christy Palmer, as well as the father of William Deshaun Hamilton, Mr. William Harris Hamilton. Nearly 25 years ago, the body of a little boy was discovered in a wooded area off Clifton Springs Road and Clifton Church Road. An autopsy determined that his remains had been left there, exposed to the elements for 3 to 6 months. Because of that, investigators could not easily determine who he was, nor how he ended up there in February of 1999. Despite combing every inch of the area for clues and sharing details with the public about the plaid shirt, red jeans, and brown Timberland boots that the boy had on, no one came forward to identify him. He became known as Clifton Doe, a reference to the area where he was abandoned, and that name stuck for more than 2 decades. But investigators, family, and friends never gave up. While investigators were trying to identify Clifton Doe, family members and others close to William kept looking for him. It wasn't until 2020 that the searches for Clifton Doe and William Deshaun Hamilton would converge. A former neighbor and family friend recognized the unidentified boy as William, thanks to an updated facial reconstruction rendering from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, also known as NCMEC. That tip quickly led investigators to William's mother, Teresa Ann Bailey Black, who was indicted in her son's death in 2022. And I appreciate those of you that were here to cover when we had that press conference and we stood in this room on that day where we were able to finally say his name after so long. But today, a DeKalb County jury convicted Ms. Black on a charge of concealing the death of another and acquitting her of felony murder charges. While we respect the jury's verdict, I would be lying if I didn't say we weren't disappointed. We still believe she is responsible for young William's death. We are glad, though, that Teresa Black will be held accountable. For decades, she tried to hide the truth about what happened to her son, and that decision had far-reaching effects. People here in DeKalb County and across the country spent years working to find the truth, identify the little boy left in the woods, and return him to the family so that they could lay him to rest in the manner that he deserved. Teresa Bailey may have walked away and abandoned her son in 1999, but today I'm proud to say that the people in this room and in this community never did. Today, William Deshaun Hamilton has his name back, and he will never be forgotten. Sentencing for Ms. Black is scheduled for Friday morning, and under Georgia law, she could face anywhere from 1 to 10 years. While we cannot get into the specifics today, I can say that we intend to seek prison time for this felony conviction. So I would like to take a moment to recognize several people, besides the ones that are standing here with me, who had a hand in today's verdict. Lance Cross, the director of our Major Crimes Unit, Senior ADA Agatha Romanowski, and Senior Investigator Crispin Henry with our Saki team for their preliminary work on this case. The DeKalb County Police Department, specifically Chris Harvey, who served as the lead investigator on the case in 1999. He now serves as the Deputy Director with the Georgia Peace Officer Standards and Training Council, also known as POST. DKPD Lieutenant Adam Quigley, who worked on the investigation with our team, and Director Pat Bailey at the DeKalb DeKalb County Medical Examiner's Office. And finally, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. We will now open it up for a few questions.
So the defense team had said to us that they were looking at possibly trying to appeal the decision of the guilty verdict for concealing the death of another. I mean, will you guys fight that one? I mean, obviously you guys, I assume, because you guys aren't happy with how this unfolded, but you want to make sure she's held accountable at least for something?
Well, Miss Black has every right to appeal her felony conviction as any other person convicted of a crime. It's not unusual in any case for a defendant to file a notice of appeal, and that is her right. And our appellate team will vigorously defend the conviction that we got today in court.
Speaking to the jury and the jurors when they left, they mentioned the fact that a cold case like this is just really hard because a lot of the evidence isn't there. Would you say that does it seem in a way that by concealing it for so long, there was capture?
Absolutely. I mean, the fact that William's remains lay undisturbed in the woods, subject to animals and the elements, and the deterioration of his body, that was really only skeletal remains by the time they were recovered. Of course, there was lots of physical evidence lost. Had his body been discovered quickly, or had Miss Black contacted the police immediately, we would have been able to determine exactly through medical evidence and physical evidence how William died. And that would, of course, make a difference in any case.
Were there any other charges that could have been added as far as lying to police, anything that would have been separate from concealing the death?
No, just concealing the death.
I also had a question about charges. We talked to the jury, and their problem was the intent part with felony murder. Now that you know what the verdict is, if you were able to go back, would you charge her with something different?
Absolutely not. This team worked for years on investigating this case, identifying William, and identifying Teresa Black, and then building a case against her and going out to Arizona where she was now living a new life. And they pursued every avenue and made what I think were and are the best decisions that they could make with the evidence that they had, and never gave up. You'll recall that once we identified William and his mother, we then asked the public, with a tip line to help us. And it was a difficult journey, 25 years later, and people trying to remember where they were and if they recognized her or remembered anything at that time. So this team did an incredible job of tracking down every possible lead. And that's the difficult part. I mean, this is a cold case. And cold cases are difficult to prove, and difficult to even get to an indictment on cold case is a feat. The fact that we were able to take it to trial, even harder. And we did get a jury that said that the death was illegally concealed, and that is a felony conviction.
They did tell us they weren't happy with what, a lot of them weren't happy with the verdict, but they also said that they felt like it was with evidence that they dealt with. I don't know what my question is.
They said it was the fairest based on the law. I mean, your two DAs, the senior ADAs here, you guys did, it was very passionate for you guys as you guys were up there for closing arguments and trying to get this case. I mean, do you still believe you have the evidence here that she, in fact, did kill her son?
I will tell you, if you have not had a chance to go online to our website and read our bill of values that we have set out for the district attorney's office, this office, our philosophy is we do not bring any case to court for which we do not feel that we can prove that case beyond a reasonable doubt. And so, no, this team did not have any doubt about Teresa's involvement in the death of William Deshaun Hamilton. But we understand that is a decision that's made by 12 people in a box every day.